Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
All right, this Government Employees Retirement System of the Virgin Islands regular meeting of the Board of Trustees for Thursday, February 22nd, 2024 is hereby called to order. Can I have a roll call, please, Mr. Administrator?
Yes, good morning. Good morning, Mr. Chairman. Nellan L. Bowery. Is
He's
absent
excused.
or excused? Okay. Trustee Andre Dorsey.
Present.
Trustee Dorsey present. Vincent Liger.
Present.
Trustee Liger.
Come on,
We're having some technical issues. Okay, Trustee Liger present. Ms. Director Cindy Richardson, ex officio.
Present.
Director Richardson present. Ronald E. Russell.
Excused.
Trustee Russell excused. Leona E. Smith. Trustee Smith present. Dwayne A. Colwood.
Present.
Trustee Colwood present. Mr. Chairman, you have 5 present, including Director Richardson, and 2 excused.
Thank you, Mr. Darcy. We have any comments and suggestions from retirees? Hearing none, we have any comments and suggestions from active members? Okay. Hearing none, Secretary's minutes from the January 25th, 2024 board meetings. Are there any corrections or adjustments that need to be made to the minutes? Can I have a motion to accept the minutes from the January 25th, 2024 meeting?
So moved.
Moved by Trustee Smith. Trustee Dorsey, the second.
Second.
Seconded by Trustee Dorsey. Roll call, please.
Yes, Nellan L. Bowery, absent, excused. Andre T. Dorsey.
Yes.
Trustee Dorsey, yes. Vincent G. Liger.
Not voting.
Trustee Liger, not voting. Ronald E. Russell, absent, excused. Leona E. Smith.
Yes.
Trustee Smith, yes. Dwayne A. Colwood.
Yes.
Trustee Colwood, yes. Mr. Chairman, 3 yes, 1 not voting, 2 absent.
Thank you. Are there any communications and correspondences?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, there is one. It's in the form of an email dated February 4th from Ms. Mary Moorhead, and it reads as follows. Attention GERS Board of Trustees. The visit of Director Dawson and Chairman Colwood with St. Croix Government Retirees, Inc., SCGR, on Tuesday, January 30th, 2024 was appreciated. This message highlights items requested to be considered by GERS Board of Trustees. Written response to SCGR is expected. 1. To write PFA to provide GERS the millions that will not materialize until the rum cover over is $13.50. 2. To revisit eligibility requirements, particularly for retirees to be a GERS trustee. 3. To allow open meetings in accordance with VIC intent. Zoom is NA, I assume meaning not applicable. The Board of Trustees must research for Coakley Bay property to construct housing that GERS members can obtain with the mortgage program. Thank you, Mary L. Moorhead, and this correspondence was copied to all members of the Board of Trustees.
Does that conclude the communications and correspondences?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
All right. The chairman's report on January 30th, 2024, along with the administrator, we attended the meeting of the St. Croix Government Retirees, Inc. That concludes the chairman's report. Administrator's report.
Yes, good morning again. The administrator's report for the regular board meeting of February 22nd, 2024 is rather lengthy, so I will proceed with highlights. As usual, I have highlights of my meetings, presentations, and appearances in the intervening period since our last board meeting. On January 26th, I held a direct reports meeting. On January 29th, I held meetings with various internal units of GERS. On January 29th, I participated in a meeting with Vitec, our benefits administration software provider. On January 30th, as just indicated with the correspondence that I read, I met with, along with the chairman, with the St. Croix retiree group. I must indicate that it was very well attended, quite lively, and in a very good way. And I certainly look forward to our next meeting with the St. Croix retirees. I will actually, as a footnote, be meeting with the St. Thomas retirees, Gruff, in the month of March. I've been in communication with the director of that group, Ms. Hart. January 31st, I had a meeting with the Haven Development Group along with our Chief of Operations, Ms. Asia Clinton Gums. On January 31st, I had the pleasure in participating in the January birthday social. We resumed celebrating our employees' birthdays on a monthly basis. And Mr. Chairman, it must be noted to put your business out there that you're in January as well, and you were welcome to our celebration, and you certainly did participate. So we thank you for attending and being a very good participant. On February 1st, I had a meeting with the Haven Site Mall management team. On February 2nd, I met with Vitec regarding our ongoing migration and various other issues that we are covering with them. On February 5th, I had a meeting with Ideas, which, as you will recall, is the group that we have contracted with to help us with the reimagining of the Haven Site Mall, and we continue to make progress under that contract. On February 6th, I participated in an exit meeting with the Government Accountability Office. And just a footnote on that, this is an initiative that began prior to my arrival here at the GERS in July of last year. I understand that it was either initiated or somehow facilitated by the delegate to Congress. Apparently there were extensive meetings and visits with the team here, and they're at the point now of getting ready to issue their report. So I participated in this exit meeting with Mr. Kevin Williams of the Governor's Office. The report has not yet been issued in final form. Based on the draft that I received, we were able to provide some comments and input, including updated financial information regarding the GERS that will be taken into account in revision of the draft report before the final is issued. So pending any further questions from the GAO, we expect that we'll be receiving the final report imminently. On February 8th, we had a planning meeting with Haven Development regarding the Haven Site Mall green space that continues to evolve in a very positive way. On February 13th, of course, we issued the GERS newsletter, the first one in my tenure here at the GERS. I hope that everyone received it on the board and in present company. And I would like to give a special thank you to Ms. Danica Thomas, our communications director, and Ms. Asia Clinton Gums, who are both instrumental in compiling and preparing that newsletter, which I was very, very pleased with. And I hope that everyone else who received it, which would include all of our stakeholders, were equally pleased with it. February 17th through 18th, I participated with staff in St. Croix at the Agricultural and Food Fair at the GERS booth. I would like to indicate that I was very pleased to see Trustee Smith, who spent a little time with us. Thank you, very much, Trustee Smith. We certainly look forward to having trustees at our various events, so your presence was most welcome. February 20th, I was a guest on the On Point radio program, which is Senator Carla Joseph's radio talk show, and I truly enjoyed that as well. And February 21st, I participated in a data management meeting with the Division of Personnel and Buck Consultants that is doing some work with regards to OPEB, which is other post-employment benefits that is being compiled for the Department of Finance in conjunction with the issuance of the government's annual audited financial reports. So those would have been my highlights of my last month or so. Continuing on, as usual, we give a report on various areas. Member services, we have received a total of 41 applications for retirement in fiscal year 2024, which are currently being processed. We have a total, including prior years that are being processed, of 144 retirement applications pending completion. With regards to contributions processing, we processed in the period October 1st through January 31st, a total of 246 refund items totaling $2.9 million. There's still about 63 cases pending that are being worked presently. In terms of death benefits, we have, for the fiscal year through January 31st, completed 17 death benefit applications totaling $1,087,000, and there are 39 cases remaining to be processed. In terms of annuity payments, the number of retirees as of February 15th, 2024 on the retirement payroll is 8,780 individuals. In terms of cumulative dollars paid out for the fiscal year through February 15th, that would total $100,660,124. The number of retirees added to the payroll through February 15th is 126. The number of retirees expected to be placed on payroll for February 15, 2024 was 8. The number of retirees deleted from the payroll through February 15th was 106. And as a note, the retiree payroll by monthly is $11.2 million, twice monthly. Disbursement by location, we have 1,738 retirees who are outside of the Virgin Islands, 7,622 within the Virgin Islands, and that's retirees, and that's total annuitants, including service retirement annuities, survivor annuities, disability annuities, what have you. The bulk of those are paid by ACH, and a very small minority by check, even though we would like to get everyone on ACH as opposed to check. Loans, in terms of our existing portfolio, is relatively small. That, of course, is about to change with the approval of the board of the limited restart of the loan program by April 30th. Presently, we have total loans and mortgages of 760. There are 399 on St. Thomas St. John and 291 on St. Croix. And in terms of dollars, it's a total portfolio of $7.6 million, $4.9 million on St. Thomas St. John, and $2.7 million on St. Croix. I would indicate at this point that we continue to make good progress in terms of gearing up for the restart of the program, including configuration of staffing, most importantly, so that we can meet that important deadline. Regarding operations, there are no issues on St. Croix in terms of the office complex. On St. Thomas, there are a number of routine ongoing matters. The one major project that we do have at the office complex here in St. Thomas is the installation of the new main GERS main generator. A lot of progress has been made with the housing for that generator, as you probably saw when you drove in today, and but it's moving forward very well. There at Havenside Mall, aside from the hotel development, there isn't anything really of note with regards to Havenside Mall. I would indicate that Warehouse J did receive its occupancy permit, so that's a major accomplishment, and we were able to get the Whopper meter installed as a result of that. Excuse me. All right. The hotel development, I think, as everyone could note, is proceeding very well. A lot of the work has been in the ground in terms of infrastructure and the plumbing and electrical infrastructure, which is significantly in. Shortly, you should begin to see the property rise vertically. Right now, most of the work has been in the ground, but that is proceeding quite well as also. We have a Havenside Mall waterline replacement and rehabilitation, which is ongoing and was very much needed. So that would cover Havenside. I don't know, Ms. Clendening Gums, is there anything you would like to add regarding Havenside, or we've covered it? Okay. Leases, we are, with regards to the Casino Control Commission, we're reviewing the updated changes. Well, the commission is reviewing updated changes from us, and we'll be hearing back from them. Department of Justice, Property and Procurement is still awaiting fiscal information so that they can process the additional purchase orders required to execute their lease. And the Virgin Islands Police Department, we are in the process of finalizing their lease for a portion of the second floor and the former First Bank location on the, or First VI location on the ground floor. In terms of arrearages, and this is reflecting January 2024 collections, the Department of Justice presently has a rental arrearage, unless there has been any recent updates, and sometimes these things change on a day-to-day basis. Okay, so their arrearage is $31,843 for rent and $29,782 for electrical, and a lot of that has to do, of course, with their allotments and the release of those allotments based on the government's cash flow. Division of Personnel, we have Director Richardson on, so we don't intend to put you out there, but there is an arrearage for electrical of $33,259.37, which you may comment on if you would like or not. We have a small arrearage from a private tenant here for $224.92.
Excuse me, sir. Trustee Liger, mute your device.
Hello?
Yeah, mute your device.
Okay.
Thank you.
We have some small, well, modest rental arrearages for one of our private tenants on St. Croix, totaling, quick eyeballing, about $13,000. I think that's fairly unusual for them, so hopefully we can get that rectified shortly. But we do have a way of escalating when tenants become unduly delinquent. So we'll definitely keep an eye out on this one. There's a small I guess you could say, semi-public entity in the building, Equus Workforce Solution, about $700 in electrical arrearage, very modest, and the casino commission is completely current. So right now the arrearage for rent is about $45,000, and for electrical, $64,000, and the bulk of that is comprised of the Department of Justice and the Division of Personnel.
I believe Director Richardson has a hand raised.
Oh, she does.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I just wanted to comment on the arrearages. Division of Personnel has inputted and processed everything internally. We're really, as mentioned, we are just really waiting on the Division of Department of Finance to make those payments in the next check run, hopefully. I have reached out to the commissioner and asked him to try to give us some preference when they look at those critical payment lists for you to get those payments. So as you can see from last meeting, we were in arrearage from the rent perspective, and those were processed. So I'm hoping that the electrical will follow suit. January and February rent have already been processed internally and are awaiting payment at finance at this time.
Well, thank you, Director Richardson. We appreciate the update. And just as we suspected, we know that you and your team are very diligent with processing your payments. So thank you. In terms of collections year to date, we've collected approximately $386,000 in rent and $133,000 in electrical billings. So, Mr. Chairman, that concludes the administrator's report, unless there are any questions.
Any questions for the administrator? Okay. Hearing none, committee reports. Let me start the policy committee. The absence chaired by Trustee Bowery, who's absent. They met on February 7th to consider some proposed amendment to our disability or medical review policy. That matter was tabled for pending further legal research. Any other committees, subcommittees?
Mr. Chair, in regards to do you have any update on the legal matter that we had requested that you just mentioned?
Any updates?
Any updates?
You got to the legal research that was to be done on the proposed amendment?
Yes, we did take a look, and I had a discussion with.
Let's speak up with it.
We did, and I had a discussion with the board's counsel. The board's counsel was still not in favor of the first proposed amendment. I have drafted a second proposed amendment, and the COO are currently reviewing that, and that should be submitted to the board's counsel probably the end of this week or beginning of next week.
And the CEO.
And yes, I'm sorry, and the CEO. And the CEO.
Thanks.
I apologize. Yes, the CEO.
Thank you.
Trustee Dorsey,
Present.
are you going to give the report for the development committee?
I can. The development committee met yesterday with Mr. Mark Biggs from the EDC, Economic Development Commission.
Wayne Biggs.
Wayne Biggs.
Wayne Biggs.
I'm sorry, Wayne Biggs. Sorry, Wayne Biggs. I'll just read here what was sent out by the chair. He did a little synopsis here. Said he sent it to all the members. So, Development Committee of the GERS met yesterday at 5:30. Board member, myself, Chairman Russell were present with Mr. Wayne Biggs, CEO of the Economic Development Authority, provided information to the committee. He offered suggestions and ideas regarding our interest in developing our vacant land on St. Croix, St. Thomas, to benefit our members, the system overall, and the entire Virgin Islands community. Mr. Biggs arrange for the committee to speak with developers at our next meeting. The meeting lasted for about 45 minutes, and we thank Mr. Wayne Biggs for attending the meeting. So that was basically it on that issue. The only comment I had was I did have some legal questions. So we didn't have our board counsel there. I'm not sure if he was notified by the chair. And I also had some questions for the CEO of the system. I'm not sure if he was notified. So that was basically it at that point. I guess we'll find out in the future how that goes. Thank you.
And for the record, no, I was not notified.
Okay.
Neither was I.
All right, any other committees? Treasurer's report?
Good morning, Board Chair, other trustees. This is the schedule of disbursement.
But that's why I said I know they were notified. They said they weren't notified. So
Dorsey. Trustee Dorsey. Trustee Dorsey,
yes,
mute your device, please.
yes.
This is the schedule of receipts and disbursement for the month ending January 31st, 2024. Receipts from collections, we have loan repayment, $361,750. Year to date, $1,643,893. Employer contributions, $5,444,453. Year to date, $26,771,039. Employee contributions, we had $3 million. Year to date, $15,202,952. Miscellaneous, we had 43,000. Year to date, 744,724, for a total collection for the month of January of $9,041,640. Year to date, $168,570,135. Disbursements, we have annuity payments, $22,720,166. Year to date, $715,478. Administrative expenses, $1,361,530. Year to date, $5,035,331. Refund of contributions for the month of January, $920,368. Year to date, $4,588,787. Total disbursement for the month, $25,013,104. Disbursement for year to date is $100,396,358. We had a net cash deficit of $15,971,464 for the month of January, and a net cash surplus of $68,173,778 year to date. For the Havenside Mall, receipts from collections, we have rents collected for January of $456,112. Year to date, $1,720,649. We had a total collections of $492,811 for the month of January. Year to date, $1,812,504. We had disbursement totaling $362,148. Year to date, $1,752,791. Net cash surplus for the month of January was $130,663. Year to date, $59,712. That ends the reading of the schedule of disbursement, Board Chair.
Thank you, Ms. Jeremiah. Any questions?
And just a note, once again, Ms. Jeremiah, this is on a cash basis, correct?
This is a cash flow statement.
All right, can I get a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by trustee Dorsey, seconded by trustee Smith. Have a roll call, please.
Moved by trustee Dorsey.
Yes, and seconded by
Trustee Smith. Nellen Bowery, absent, excused. Andre T. Dorsey.
Yes.
Trustee Dorsey, yes. Vincent G. Liger.
Yes.
Trustee Liger, yes. Ronald E. Russell, absent, excused. Leona E. Smith.
Yes.
Trustee Smith, yes. Dwayne A. Colwood.
yes.
Trustee Colwood, yes. Mr. Chairman, 4 yes, 2 absent, excused.
Thank you. Next up, the investment officer's report. Is that? Oh.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mr. Chair. I was just trying to get
Oh,
this together.
Just want to tell you if you're talking, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So, morning, Mr. Chair, other trustees. This is the investment report as of the end of January 31st, 2024. Just a summary of the month. So, stock markets were mixed for the month of January. U.S. equities advanced by supported corporate earnings and data that may suggest a soft landing for the economy. The Eurozone shares also posted a gain for the month. Emerging markets declined for the month as China continued to be the main drag on performance, with concerns about the Federal Reserve keeping rates higher for longer and signs of economic strength in the U.S. market. What did that translate to our performance? Our total plan returned 0.6% for the month. Fiscal year to date, we've had a strong fiscal year so far. We're up about 9.2%. Our total domestic equity returned 1.2%. Our international equity overall portfolio was down negative 1.2%, with our developed market equity returning 0.5%, and emerging markets was down 4.7%. Total domestic fixed income was up 0.1%. Investment grade bonds was slightly down at 0.2%. TIPS was up 0.4%, and our high yield portfolio was basically flat. Total alternatives was up about 2.1%. As it relates to asset growth and cash flow, we ended the month at approximately $529.8 million in the portfolio. So we began with a beginning market value of about $546.7 million. We had a net cash flow of $20 million withdrawn out of the portfolio to pay benefits. We had income of about $266,000. We had a gain, an unrealized gain of about $2.9 million in the portfolio. That brought us to the ending market value of $529.8 million at the end of January 31st. Fiscal year to date, we began at about $413.5 million. Net cash flow so far, $68.9 million. That includes the funding note that we received. Income, $442,000. Net gain, gain in the portfolio, unrealized gain in the portfolio of $46.9 million. That brought us to that $529.8 million at the end of January 31st, 2024. For the month of January, we did have to raise $20 million to replenish our cash account. We did pull $16 million from our Russell 3000 index fund. We pulled another $4 million from our MSCI EFA index fund to cover that cash shortfall. As it relates to investment management, custodian, and consulting fees, month to date, we paid $55,000, which was for investment consultant fees. Year to date, similar, since we just beginning the calendar year. Fiscal year to date, we've paid about $158,000 in fees. Securities lending, month to date, we've collected about $3,400, which was reinvested into the respective funds. Fiscal year to date, we've made about $11,290,000 in securities lending activity. As it pertains to allocation and market values, a reminder, this is based on assets excluding the member loans on the St. Thomas and St. Croix office complex. On the domestic equity side, about $205.4 million. On the international equity side, $92.4 million. On the domestic fixed income side, about $143.2 million. Alternative assets, $67.9 million. And at the end of January about $21 million. Mr. Chair, trustees, that concludes my report. Any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Any questions for Mr. Henderson? Can I have a motion to accept the investment officer's report?
So moved.
Moved by Trustee Smith, seconded by Trustee Dorsey. Can I have a roll call, please?
Yes. Nellen L. Bowery, absent. Andre T. Dorsey.
Yes.
Trustee Dorsey, yes. Vincent J. Liger.
Yes.
Trustee Liger, yes. Ronald E. Russell, absent. Leona E. Smith.
Yes.
Trustee Smith, yes. Dwayne A. Callwood.
Yes.
Trustee Callwood, yes. Mr. Chairman, 4 yea, 2 absent.
Thank you. Motion.
Chair, I would like to make a motion to go into executive session. And this meeting will be closed to the public for matters pertaining to trade secrets, financial or commercial information, or personal or legal matters, or matters whose premature disclosure will frustrate the implementation of the proposed agency action. So moved.
Second.
Motion to move by Trustee Smith, seconded by Trustee Dorsey. Roll call, please.
Yes. Nellen L. Bowery, absent. Andre T. Dorsey.
Yes.
Trustee Dorsey, yes. Vincent G. Liger.
Yes.
Trustee Liger, yes. Ronald E. Russell, absent. Leona E. Smith.
Yes.
Trustee Smith, yes. Dwayne A. Callwood.
Yes.
Trustee Callwood, yes. Mr. Chairman, 4 yea, 2 absent.
Okay. So we'll recess for 5 minutes while we
I was going to ask you a question.
while Clara to need to clear up.
You want me to stay for the first issue?
We're back in regular session. During executive session, the board discussed some recommendations from our medical review committee, as well as a personnel matter. Have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Moved by Dorsey, seconded by Trustee Smith.
All right. Trustee Dorsey,
Yes.
Trustee Liger,
Yeah.
Trustee Smith,
Yes.
Chairman Callwood,
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, 4 yes.
All right. Motion accepted. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you.
All right, have a good day. Thank you, Mr. Liger. Thank you, Dorsey.